Orientation is in 3 days, and I'm going to dye my hair. Lint gets trapped in your locks. Like, this is not product, this is not mold or dirt, it's lint. And once it becomes a part of your lock, so combing it out just messes up the structure of the lock, basically. I like to do before I get my hair done. So I could have done a lot worse, but it's only right here. And I got none on the floor. Just put my hair in some choppy braids, and I'm gonna let my hair air dry and enjoy my coffee. Today's agenda is getting my hair done and my nails done. I'm waiting for the nail place to open right now, and then I'll go to my hair appointment. So I want to go to bed in like 30 minutes because tomorrow's orientation. That's why I have my head wrap on, keep my hair nice and flat, got my fan on so I don't sweat. And now I'm going to do my lashes really quick. And there we go. Now I'm just going to do the sealing up so the glue holds for more than 1 day. Good morning. It's 5:22 a.m. and it's the first day of orientation. Let's get the day started. So one thing that I like to do when I have to wake up really early is listen to classical music. It's very soothing to me, and it really helps when I have to wake up at earlier times than I usually do, because it just eases my mind a little bit. It's much more calming than like jazz that I love to listen to. You know, I don't need to listen to bebop jazz at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hello, my name is Ashley, and I just wanted to know if you could talk about your day-to-day life and how it affects your quality of life, and what you do when you go into the office, your hours. Orientation day 1 is done. I left here at 7:45. I got back home at 6:34. They started on time and then they let out on time. I stuck around for a little bit, and then I got a phone call, so I was talking on the phone. So I was there for like an extra hour, and then I stopped at this restaurant that I really like, and then I had to drive home, and so that put me here at 6:34. Orientation started. We were first directed to the room. We got our name badges, we got a t-shirt, and then we were basically in this event hall / conference room all day. It was very fun for me, maybe because like I'm overly excited just to be here, to just have the opportunity to be here. We had a lot of speakers today. We got a little introduction into law school. We met the deans. We talked to another person who basically was giving us resources. And then we got a panel of alumni. Very insightful. It was very fun to hear from them. My favorite speaker, I got a chance to speak to, so that was great. I plan on reaching out to him. It was just nice to hear that it is possible, because for me, I can't do just one thing for the rest of my life and be content. And I was afraid that with law, like, I'm just gonna really have to find something I enjoy, because there's not enough time to do a bunch of different things. And he came up there and just blew my mind, because he's doing this and doing that all within law, and he makes time for having a good quality of life. And just him telling me that that is possible has really, it made me even more excited to just start in general. Like, if you ever felt a runner's high, that's what it feels like right now. On the plus side, my outfit got a lot of compliments. I met a lot of nice people. I spoke to as many people as I could. There wasn't really a lot of opportunity for speaking to different people, because all of the admitted students were in this room and we were just sitting and listening to people, so there wasn't a lot of mingling. At lunch, I went and got an ID, and when I tell you, I took the best ID picture I have ever taken in my life. Back to orientation. After lunch, we got talks about mental health and the mental health services. My school actually has a pretty good mental health service. And after that, we got to talk to some of the librarians, which was very insightful, because I don't know if you know, but law school librarians have to hold 2 degrees. They have to hold a law degree, and they have to hold a degree in library sciences. I think that's the degree. So they have to hold 2 degrees. So very smart people, very insightful. We talked about AI and the implications of it, and what using AI looks like when it comes to law, and consequences of using AI in law. Overall, day 1 was very fun, very successful, but I'm just so happy and excited, and I really think that I made the right choice for myself. Hello, I am back from day 2 of orientation. It is currently about 5:10. So, day 2 is done. Let's talk about what I did today. To start things off, we were at the actual law school today. We checked in, got our little name tags, and we were split into our cohorts today. And your cohort is basically who you're going to be with for the next 3 years. You will see all of them when you're taking like a big final exam. Another thing about law school is that, unlike undergrad, you'll have assignments that lead to a final exam that won't count towards your grade. Just one final exam, and that will be your only grade for that class. So I can't wait to get my syllabi. But after that, the day was mainly about conducting yourself professionally, whether that's to your peers, faculty, staff, people you eventually end up working for, lawyers, anybody within the court system. Conducting yourself professionally through communication, like through emails, and being careful of what you say online, and even the things that you like online. We talked a lot about how when it comes to being a lawyer, your reputation is everything, and the way people perceive you is everything. And it really just hit hard, because I know that in America, I'm already going to be held to a much higher degree and a much higher standard being Black, being a woman, and being in the field of law. And I'm already very mindful of what I post, but now it feels like I have to go and make sure that I haven't said anything too polarizing that will make a client feel uncomfortable being represented by me. I would like to think that I am being careful of what I say and how things are perceived, because you could say something that is right, but if it's perceived the wrong way, it doesn't matter what you say. After that, we had lunch, which was chicken sandwich with like avocado and honey mustard. It was okay. I brought my own seasoning, so I threw that on there. After that, more presentations. We talked a little bit about AI. We talked about the Student Bar Association and the other clubs and organizations that are available to the school. A very important lesson today. As of today, you're going to have to learn how to use Microsoft and its programs. And they were telling us that Microsoft was built for lawyers and lawyers don't know how to use it. Become proficient in Microsoft. I think right now I'm gonna go cook dinner. I'm gonna relax, watch some TV, pick out my outfit for tomorrow because we will be sworn in. We'll be taking an oath. So we're supposed to dress to the T for that. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. So right now I'm walking to the train station that gets me there. Hey, so it's a few days after orientation, and I want to talk about day 3 and what I've concluded from the whole thing because I didn't get a lot of footage for the last day. During the last day, we were kind of all in just one room, meaning our cohort. And it was very tight, so there wasn't a lot of room to spread out. So I didn't get a chance to be in a position to film just myself, but I will describe what happened. Compared to days 1 and 2, day 3 was a much heavier day. We started the day with heavier topics such as the financial burden of law school. One of the main presentations for that day was, should you be in law school? The presenter really stressed that if you aren't willing to put aside your own personal beliefs and convictions to see somebody else's point of view, then this isn't the field for you. You shouldn't be in law school. And that doesn't mean that you have to agree with this person, but it does mean that you have to understand where they are coming from when they say the things that they say, which is very important when you apply that to real life, because when it comes to law and being a lawyer, we are being taught that it's not about memorizing the law. That's not what makes you a good lawyer. And the scenario brought up about that was Suits, and how in the opening episode, in the pilot episode, he really impresses Harvey because of his memorization of the law. To connect that to what they were saying, it's not about memorizing the law. It's about interpreting the law and arguing that interpretation. And that's mainly what they were teaching us day 3. And they really did stress that if you think that you can't do that, then you shouldn't be here and you should leave before you are responsible for paying all this money. But at the end of the day, it was much more serious, because after next month, no matter if you drop the classes, no matter if you drop out, you will be responsible for paying the money that the school has billed. And I would do a whole video about how much it costs just for year 1, because it's a lot of money to then have to pay if you're not getting anything from it. And they also brought up the fact that this time is not the time to doubt yourself. And if you are having strong doubts about whether you can be here, then maybe that's a sign that you shouldn't. You're in a room full of smart people, and if you don't believe that you are meant to be here, if you believe that you got here on a fluke or some weird way that you ended up in this room, and you don't believe that you deserve to be here, then maybe you shouldn't be here, because that's not the mindset that's going to take you far, not only in school but in this career. So it was a lot of that. They also did very much stress the point that look right, look left. The person who you're sitting next to might not be here in the next 3 months. But overall, I enjoyed orientation week. I feel like I got a lot of insight. So let's talk about what's next. So at the end of this orientation day, we learned that we do have assignments that must be ready for the first day of class. Luckily, we have a gap week in between orientation and the first day of school. So during that week, we are supposed to be preparing for class. Every assignment that you do, you have to do before class, because in class, you're just going to discuss your assignments and do what they call the Socratic method. So we have to prepare for the assignments ahead of time, including for the first day of class. We have to already have read what they wanted us to read. However, a little caveat to that is that we didn't get our syllabi that early. Like, we're just now getting some of them, so trying to figure out how to order books. Not all the books are available through the school's bookstore, so it has been trying to outsource a lot of things, and not every book has an ebook or PDF. So trying to find books to order that will get here on time before class, it's been a lot. I'm not ready to talk about how much I spent on books in one day, and I didn't even buy all the books for class. I have some digital books, and I have some paper books, and I have some books I actually have to go pick up. So we'll do that. That will probably be all in my next video. Definitely gonna film the first week of law school. And with all of that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope it was helpful to you in some way in easing any nervousness. If maybe you have an orientation day coming up, let me know if you do in the comments. For people who are thinking about going to law school or applying to law school, hopefully this can give you some insight into what orientation looks like and why you shouldn't be nervous for it, because it's meant to just introduce you to not only your peers but the school itself. So it's not as scary as it can seem. And if any of this interests you, make sure to subscribe, because not only will I be doing content about law school and life beyond that and a career in law, but also just about trying to figure out life day by day. So make sure to subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000, so I really like to hit 1,000 before the end of the year. And don't forget to go follow me on Instagram at Ashley Rue, where I'll be doing a giveaway at 100 followers. So once you follow, make sure to tell a friend to follow, then y'all have a better chance at winning. And then if y'all win, y'all can just split it, because it's going to be multiple things in the giveaway at 100 followers. And don't forget that at the end of the day has to end. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you aren't having a great day, I truly hope you have a better one tomorrow, and I'll see you later.